He didn't press go live. Running back, studio cam. Larry Fink, Brian, Ethereum, Fusaka, lots happening. Real fake pump. Let's go. Roll the intro.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency content. We take old, boring, and stale information. We do it in a better, more Vegas kind of way than other channels. You know what? Bitcoin went up to 94,000.
Wow.
This morning.
I already said that, but I didn't really say that, you know? You feel me?
No.
I said it, but we were in live.
So we went up to 94,000. We got rejected like you did in high school. And then,
True story.
you know.
Well, actually, I did not get rejected a lot. I had a girlfriend. I was a relationship guy.
You're a hodler. You're a hodler, huh?
I was pretty whack in high school, I won't lie. I was pretty whack with the ladies. I had no game.
You were a hodler. I was a day trader.
I did get some good-looking girls, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, I once told a girl that I didn't want her to do a certain thing because it would degrade her. Put two and two together. I also got recruited by Jim Harbaugh at University of San Diego and, well, decided not to go down to the campus, take a tour because I didn't want to leave my girlfriend. She broke up with me a year and a half later. So what were we talking about? True story.
You seem scarred, bro.
Very scarred. I'm such an idiot. Jim Harbaugh came to my high school. He inadvertently recruited me, invited me to go down to the University of San Diego, where he was the head coach at the time. It was back in 2006, 2007. And I said no to Jim Harbaugh. Way to go, David. Good job.
Way to go. We got a new center member. I saw that Po-Man, I think it was.
Member.
Po-Man earlier. And then now we got Pisty something. Anyway. What up, P?
He's been a member for 39 months. Oh, it's Kenny G.
Oh, he just changed his name.
You gonna change your name, bro? Kenny G, Saxophone
gotcha.
G, Kenny C. Now what is it? Pisty P. Speaking of Pisty P, you know Pistol Pete, the player?
No.
Boston Celtics?
No.
Great. Pistol Pete Maravich. Today's going to be a fun show, guys. Today's going to be really
We gonna make money today or what?
Yeah. I'm in a sweet trade. I made money yesterday. Take a look at this. I made a good old 1,600 on a sweet. Got in at 161, got out at 165. This is via Klein Funding. This is our prop company sponsor. And so you do it via demo trading on Bybit, and it tracks your trades, and you can pull real money out. Right now, I got $1,250. I did put in another sweet trade. I had a stop loss. I got hit, lost $291. Still up a net $1,500 on the account. And so you can draw down up to 8% of 100K. Do the math. And so yeah, if you're interested in getting set up with a prop account, whether it's instant funded or if you want to take a trading challenge, there's a link in the description, and then use codes OLA15 or OLA25 for standard and instant accounts, respectively. So how's your how you been trading any not just on the prop but just in general?
Yeah.
Anything you got your eye on?
I got in on an aerodrome trade. I haven't even checked it this morning.
Dude, aerodrome I think is going to be a really, really nice
where is aerodrome at? Let's take a look here. Aerodrome currently at 67. This is right when I got in yesterday at 67. So I'm at break even currently. Aerodrome on the 1 week, you can see that, you know, it bounced back just with Bitcoin. Although I look here,
it's called, right?
So you look here on the year, you can see that at one point it did get up to $2. That was a year ago. That was right when all the altcoins are really performing well. So take that with a grain of salt. But for majority of the year, it traded around 50 to 70 cents. And then it had this big breakout back in August where it got up to $1.50. And then it sold down, it saw a few bounces. think that this is a good opportunity.
I bought Aerodrome when it was the low 60s.
Yeah, so I'm looking to trade this. I think it could be a pretty good long-term hold, or at least medium-term hold, a 12-month, maybe 16-month hold, something like that. But I think it's a good trade opportunity. I think that this one's going to break out. I got my eye on Aerodrome as far as...
It's got a pretty bullish pattern, too. You see it on the weekly?
No.
Go to the weekly? Press week. That's the monotit pattern.
The what?
Monotitty?
Monotitty?
Yeah, like single. Like one boob.
Okay.
Very bullish. Once you get that second boob, the set, take off time, baby.
But doesn't the second boob mean more drawdown?
Yeah, but after that, yeah, this one's bullish because you'll get a relief rally. And then once the second one hits, just slaps you in the face, then you're off to the races, my friend. Thank you. Today's show is brought to you by the #1 social casino in the entire world, which is stake.us. If you're looking to have some fun, win some free stake cash, while you're on the website, just go ahead and redeem your free stake cash. Every day you log in, you get to redeem it. It's 30 free stake cash. It's 365 free stake cash every single year. You can redeem for your favorite crypto, whether you like Hedera, whether you, for some reason, still like Cardano, or any other alts, you can do that as well. And so you guys know Stake has been we're approaching almost a year. We've been partnering with Stake. We love them. We hope you love them enough to just create an account. It's free. Thank you. Thank you very much. Rob, I was looking at the psychology of the crypto cycle, like the Wall Street chart. It's got the psychology, denial, anxiety.
Yeah, that's just that one's not pertaining just to crypto. It's just kind of the psychology of the markets.
Markets, yeah. So a lot of people are pointing to complacency. And if you remember, complacency is after euphoria, right? Everyone's euphoric, price goes up, price comes down, and then we get a small relief rally that doesn't take out the new high, and then it's essentially bear market. A lot of people are saying that we're kind of in the complacency stage of the market cycle. We haven't talked about this in a while, and I'll have some other supporting evidence to show here in a second. But where do you think we're at? Do you think people are asleep at the wheel as far as there's more upside coming, or do you think they're getting excited for no reason? The theme of today's show was real or fake, right? Is this move real, or is this another move that's going to trap all the bulls and push price back to the downside? What's kind of your feeling, my friend? We're 3 days into December.
The way I look at it is that we put in a higher low on this recent pullback. And so if you were to ask yourself, like, hey, is this just a dead cat bounce? We're going to go further down. Okay, we went down and tested 80,000. Right, that was back in late November.
True.
I
can confirm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now we just put in another pullback, another dip, and that one went down to 85,000. Technically 84 briefly, but essentially we went down to 85,000. So we put in a higher low. And so for me, it just confirms that at least in the short term, we probably won't see much drawdown. Now, maybe on a macro move, this is just, a bounce that essentially will pull further down. But at least for me, it ain't coming. It ain't coming in the next few weeks. So from a trader's perspective, I look at this as, hey, we're going to get closer to 100,000. We're going to work our way up to 100,000. We already had a pullback. The original pullback was down to 80. We just put in another pullback down to 85. Just at the most basic charting here, you know that we're in an uptrend. And I do think we'll find resistance at 100K. My thing is that 100,000 is going to be what is going to be the litmus test, right? If we crack up above 100K and we start trading over 100K for more than, I'd say, 3 days, then at that point,
yeah, I would
mortgage the house. The bull market's back on.
Don't mortgage the house.
Mortgage the house. Mortgage it.
Would you rather mortgage your house or sell a kidney?
Mortgage the house.
Why? You have 2 kidneys. You can go with one.
I'm not touching my kidneys, bro. They doctors say you can live without 1 kidney. You don't need 2 kidneys. They also say a lot of other dumb crap that you don't need either as well. Take an aspirin every single day. It's good for you. Take Tylenol when you're pregnant. You know.
Doctor told me one time I don't need a liver. Just kidding. So I forgot what I was going to say. Completely forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say?
I don't know what the hell you were going to say.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Like, what was I going to do tomorrow, David?
Oh, you were going to, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this. This is from Alice Liu, the head of research at CoinMarketCap. We are going to see a market comeback in Q1 of 2026. February and March will be a bull market again based on a combination of macro indicators. I wonder what those are. Interesting. You had, as mentioned earlier, as we kicked the show off, Brian Armstrong, Larry Fink were doing a panel together, and they were talking about, we'll share a video clip, and what Brian said, Clarity Act is underway. Jerome Powell's going to cut rates, and then Kevin Hassett is going to be the next Fed chair, former Coinbase guy, crypto guy. What does this mean? I mean, the macro in terms of news and the headlines are all very bullish. They are. Price action, not so much. And you mentioned the 100K level. That's what I was going to talk about. We've now had 3 prominent analysts, traders, talk about that same level. And it sounds like, well, it's just a large psychologically round number. Sure. But there's things behind that 100K level, as Magic explained yesterday, the week prior. Forces said 100K. It's just, I agree. If we're above 100K, I think the sentiment changes. And once, I feel like people are so numb to bullish news because it hasn't moved the price. They're just like, okay, cool. When in reality, if you dig into it, what does it mean? If you extrapolate out the potential, cause and effect of some of the things like the Clarity Act or like having a pro-crypto Fed chair, think about that. The most powerful person in finance in the entire world, the chair of the Federal Reserve of the United States of America, is going to be a person who served on Coinbase's board of directors. I mean, guys, just think about it. Well, don't think too hard because you'll confuse yourself. It's very simple. Very bullish news. Price action, it just hasn't caught up yet. At least that's what I think.
You gotta check this one out, bro.
No, you always steal my shit, bro. No, don't go to his.
A raccoon broke into a closed Virginia liquor store and drank alcohol from the bottom shelves over the weekend. An animal control officer says the raccoon was found Saturday, passed out next to the store's toilet. The officer says the raccoon then sobered up after a few hours. Officials says they released him back into the wild.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Yeah, way to just ruin the flow of my show.
This is back in my home state of Virginia. Yeah. A lot of raccoons, a lot of liquor stores.
My video was better. Can you cut to my video real quick?
A lot of
Yeah, mine was better. Mine was full screen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
someone should take that raccoon to an AA meeting.
He had a good time, man.
Yeah? Passed out in the bathroom.
Yeah, had a good time.
It's almost like he knew what he was doing.
I have a feeling, because raccoons run in groups. Let me tell you, I grew up in Virginia, and that's how they run. That's how they roll. You look up in the tree at night. If you flash a flashlight in a tree back home at night, you just see eyes shining back. You shine a flashlight at a cat, you see the eyes twinkle, sparkle, glow.
Sure, if you've shined a flashlight at any animal, you'll see eyes.
No, but you just shine it in the tree in the backyard, you'll just see like 5 or 6 raccoons in there. They run in packs. So what I'm saying is that
rack packs.
I bet you there was probably 5 to 20 raccoons in that liquor store.
Party?
They were having a party, having a blast.
I heard one of them was getting married as a bachelor.
And one guy just went a little too went down the rabbit hole or the raccoon hole, whichever one you want to call it. And well, his boys left him behind. Y'all wrong for that. Y'all wrong for that.
Nice. So cool. What else do you have on the docket, Rob?
Oh, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really have much. Bitcoin's under 93,000. A little pullback
About to
down
get-
to
About to
92.
get stopped out of my sweet trade.
$770. You look here, still in the range. You know, I think I was talking to Brennan yesterday, and I was just like, you know, I think we're going to be range bound somewhere between 91 and 93. Briefly went up above 93, but honestly, I don't think we'll hang out at 93 much. So I would expect more consolidation here between 91, 93.
Oh.
We'll briefly go above and below those. Maybe we'll flirt with 90,000. Maybe we'll flirt with 94,000. But ultimately, we're going to be range bound, I think, for probably 48 hours. I would say till the end of the week. I think we get a big move on Saturday or Sunday. I'm leaning more towards Sunday. I think we consolidate at 92,000 range here for the next 3 days. Then we get a big move. I would like to lean on the side that a big move will be to the upside. I think that we would go and cross 95,000, land at 96. However, would not be surprised, as David said, to draw the other boob here and go down to 85 again. So I don't know. We'll see. Big move this weekend. That's my call. I think we'll consolidate until then. So
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Brian and Larry. How is Larry, by the way, your bird?
it's doing good, man.
Yeah? You still feeding that poor chicken?
He eats whatever. I gave him some turkey. It's like the sumo wrestler of parrots. Yeah.
Okay. Let's okay, so this is the Deal Book Summit at New York. This is Brian Armstrong, Larry Fink, and here we have Andrew Sorkin. The guy wait, didn't he catch heat for something, Andrew Sorkin? He caught some flack for FT, or I forget what it was. Anyways,
Great. Yeah, that was good. Andrew Sorkin did the panel. He did the interview with Elon Musk, and then Elon Musk said,
"Oh, cool, we're over that, man."
Said F the media. He threw up the middle fingers.
Can we bump the audio thing?
Called crypto an index for money laundering. BlackRock
And thieves.
and thieves.
Yes.
Money laundering and thieves. You now have the biggest Bitcoin ETF. So what happened here?
I have very strong views, but that doesn't mean I'm not wrong. By having strong views, you have to test yourself and ask yourself. And, you know, in my role, I see, you know, thousands of clients a year. I have, you know, governmental leaders, and we have these conversations. And my thought process always evolves. And this is a very glaring public example of a big shift, in my opinion.
You know what's funny is the guy who runs the largest asset manager in the world, he can sit here in front of people and say, I was wrong. I was wrong about crypto, and now I like crypto, but the average person can't look at their portfolio and say, you know what, maybe I was wrong with buying this coin and holding it for this long. Maybe I should change my stance.
How
Anyway.
dare you talk about Cardano like that? I subscribed to you because you told me Casper was going to the moon. Now you reverse direction, and you don't think it's the greatest thing ever. I can't. I'm unsubscribing. I'm not watching you anymore. It's you got to pivot, man. The smartest people change their mind to pivot with your own personal portfolio. I mean, when the man's company had no exposure to crypto, now his most successful product is Bitcoin. He didn't believe in it, and he changed his outlook on it, and he went all in on it. And so, pretty sure that he probably sold off a lot of gold. He probably changed his stance on gold. Probably at some point he was like, you know what? Our gold ETFs are doing well, but you know what? We're going to not focus on that anymore. We're going to sell our time and our investments in gold and in gold products, and we're going to offer Bitcoin. They were one of the leaders in gold ETF. I don't know if they were the strongest ETF provider, but that was their thing. They booted that idea and they got into Bitcoin. It's no different than buying, you know, crypto. And so if you have something that you bought a while ago that you're really passionate about, and then you're like, oh my God, the community, like.
Got a special
Yeah.
sighting here, man. Jimmy's in the chat.
Jimmy.
What's up, Jimmy?
I
I thought Jimmy deserted us, didn't you?
He did.
You don't love us no more, man. It's okay, Jimmy. We still love you, man.
We'll take you back.
Got to fill out a form, though.
Take you back. Jimmy. I'm extending my hug arms.
Your hug arms?
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay. More BlackRock. They said, this is very interesting. BlackRock says U.S. national debt will accelerate crypto adoption. If this happens, in my opinion, it's going to happen via the legacy rails. Unfortunately, you got news like this. Charles Schwab, $12 trillion, says it will offer Bitcoin and ETH trading in early 2026. Bank of America just came out and said 4% allocation is what we recommend. Vanguard, which their company essentially sets the guidelines for all financial advisors in the world of finance, they are in the crypto game now. You have BNY Mellon, you have Chase, you have every major bank in the next 2 years is going to offer everything that Coinbase, Binance, and Crypto.com offer. And guess what? All these scams, these rug pulls, systems going down when you're trying to trade October 10th, and people's stop orders and limit orders not being hit, people losing money, 19 billion. That is all going to weigh on people that are like, you know what? I find crypto intriguing, but I just don't trust the space. There's too many scams. Well, here comes the knight in shining armor, which is your banks. I'm not saying this from a personal standpoint, but from if I'm, objectively looking at it from the other point of view, these people, they just don't trust the space, but they do trust their bank because that's what they use every day. They've been using it for decades. And so what kind of market share are they going to grab, and what does that mean for our space? All I'm saying is as long as we can self-custody, and if you're a believer in that, I think it's all good as long as crypto continues to grow. Any thoughts on this here?
Nah, I mean, it's just the monsoon's coming, bro. Monsoon season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Lots of financial players getting into the space. Buy now or forever hold your debt.
What? All right. Let's take a look at the markets there, Rob.
All right. Bitcoin is still pulling back down to 92,500. Still within the range, so nothing to be spooked about. I think this thing will drop to 92.2, probably bounce there. Maybe go back up to 93 after that. But let's take a look at alts. What is up and down and all around? The Bitcoin Cash at 598. This is now 2 weeks in a row where we've seen some very healthy moves out of Bitcoin Cash. Here on the 24 hours, you see that Bitcoin Cash went from 550 to 600. It is a 10% move just in one fell swoop in just about 4 hours. Then you look on the 1 week, you can see that as it sold down to 520, up to $600. It's something I told you guys, keep an eye out. Last week when it was at 540. And then you look on the 1 month here, starting to see what I am comparing to some Zcash interest. Now, Zcash had narrative of privacy and security as far as, what its utility is concerned. Bitcoin Cash has no utility. It's just another Bitcoin that is failed to get adoption, right? The idea of it just never took off. The idea of it sounded good, faster, larger block size, same as Bitcoin, store value, but just done better. It just wasn't well received. So you might ask yourself, like, why would anybody buy it? But, I stopped asking that question a long time ago. I've heard it too many damn times. I'll just say it like this. I've heard it way too many times. Why would anybody buy Doge It's a scam. Even the owner of Doge, the guy who started it, says it was a joke. It was supposed to be a joke, and here we are. Then you say it about Shiba Inu. You say it about, Zcash. It's this reoccurring narrative. Let me explain something. In a bull market, things just go up, and there's no reason for it. We don't need an answer. Why did a little kid get struck by lightning? I don't know. It's just things happen. You don't know. It's unexplained. I can't explain to you why Bitcoin Cash is running, and nobody really cares about privacy. Let's just be honest. And if they did, they don't really want to build it on Zcash anyways. So why does Zcash run? Nobody knows. It's just what happens in a bull market. You just identify a trend and you hop on the train at the right time, and you get off before it turns back around and goes back to the original destination. It's very simple. Make money. Come on, guys. Bitcoin Cash is going to keep moving. I promise you. Not really promise you, but like one of those Boy Scout promises. The ones where you put the two fingers up, you sell some cookies, and then, that's the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, what are you talking about, dude?
I'm telling the viewer that Bitcoin Cash is going to keep moving up. That's what I'm saying. Currently, under $600. I'm telling you, put on your radar. Last week, it was at 550, 540. Here we are at 600. Is it going to have explosive growth? I don't know. Will it dramatically move to the upside like Zcash did? Maybe. Maybe it fails to launch and it goes back to $400. That's a realistic possibility. I'm not saying mortgage the house, but I'm just telling you, keep this one on your radar. I have a suspicion that it's going to keep running. I've been in this game long enough. Things sometimes just don't make sense. I don't know why it'll run. I don't have a narrative behind it. I'm just telling you, the traders have spoken to me. And
the what?
The traders have spoken to me. The charts have spoken to me.
The traders have spoken to me? I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that.
It's like Neo from the Matrix when he sees in numbers and he can dodge bullets. Things just start making sense.
Yeah.
That's how it is when you're deep into the charts sometimes. And just been around the space long enough. But you gotta understand both, right? You gotta understand the psychology of the crypto degen that is just disgusting. You'll just invest just wildly in things that just make no sense.
What if I told you if what if I told you that if Bitcoin Cash continues its trajectory, it's probably going to $900?
I think so. I mean,
so here's what you have.
Look at if you're able to look at Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin.
I will in a second. Take a look at this. This is a pretty pronounced W pattern on the weekly. And what are we doing now? Looks like we're breaking out of our flag. So this is your final kind of step here, okay? We want to see this volume increase. Again, this is on the weekly. And if you measure the pole here, and you stick that pole right up here, and you put a flag there, $895. We'll call it $900, okay? This is playing out like it should. Again, on the weekly time frame, we can check markets. Oh, my God. You just got a trigger wave on a weekly that just printed last week. Oh, man. Yeah, I think you're right, dude. This thing is, at least $680, $700.
I mean, it was the beginning of last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. When did I bring it up?
It's like 10 days ago.
10 days ago, yeah. There's something about it. I don't know. With Zcash kind of on the way out, Zcash dominance is not what it was. People are losing interest in it. They're looking for the next one, right? And I think that people are thinking like, the next one, the next privacy one is, no. That's not how this game works. When NFTs were popping off, it went from one NFT to another. Cool, the whole sector. Then the whole damn thing just cooled down. Same thing with gaming. Same thing with AI. The whole sector will take a break. Now, if privacy and security become a thing again, Zcash should be back. Sure. But the narrative is fading. Look at Bitcoin Cash here. Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin. You can see here Bitcoin Cash is the blue line there on top. Bottom is Bitcoin. See that over the last month, so over the last 30 days, see there's been a clear divergence. And so since November 10th, we've seen a sell-off on Bitcoin, but yet we're seeing a clean breakout. Now, we saw this breakout. This is when I probably brought it to you guys' attention back on November 21st. This is where we had a clean break from the trading against Bitcoin. And at this point, we're starting to see another one. And you can look back, if you look back at Zcash, and you look back at what Zcash did, and I'll pull up a yearly chart, and we'll compare this thing to Bitcoin as well. And you'll see that you're going to see some very similar price action as well here as far as trading against. How do you I need to
What?
I'm on an all-time this one. There we go. No. I need a nice chart. Can you pull it up on TradingView?
What do you need?
Bitcoin Cash or Zcash versus
Bitcoin?
Bitcoin, yeah. But anyways, so Zcash had sharp breakouts
Wait,
against
Zcash or Bitcoin Cash?
Zcash.
Zcash.
Yeah, Zcash versus Bitcoin. Not currently, not in the last 3 weeks. It's obviously on a downtrend. But Zcash had big breakouts against Bitcoin, and while the rest of the markets, particularly Bitcoin, was pulling back, we saw Zcash really doing well. What you got there?
Right here. This is, so let's measure time and move. So in a 42-day period, let me shrink this down. In a 42-day period, the initial run-up, Zcash moved 1,500% higher against Bitcoin in a 40-day time period. If you take the entirety from bottom to top, 1,700% over less than 2 months. And, you know,
and there was only one pullback on.
Well, there was two.
There's really only two pullbacks
yeah.
against Bitcoin. And so during those 2 months, Bitcoin had a lot of pullbacks. And so just to be in a perspective that, like, you couldn't lose when trading Zcash, right? Bitcoin was pulling back. You were making money. Also, will you pull up the same chart with Bitcoin Cash since you're there anyways? And then Bitcoin Cash, I think, is having a breakout, and it's maybe it's just a little flash in the pan. I don't know. I don't
think so.
But
I mean, from the low on October 21st to current high, Bitcoin Cash has outperformed Bitcoin by 50%.
50%, and Zcash's performance here at the 1,700%. So,
and over a very short period of time, though. I don't think Bitcoin Cash does the same thing.
No, I don't think it'll have the same explosive growth, but you could see something comparable. Could we get $900 Bitcoin Cash? Also, when you think about Bitcoin Cash, historically, it has been at, historically, let's take a look. We've been at $700 back just last year, twice over $600 last year, $700 a year ago. Last bull market, Bitcoin Cash, $1,400. Let that sink in. And then you can go back to 2017. I think this is more relevant, but 3,000. So, it did eclipse $1,000. It got almost to $1,500. Could we see something similar on price action to what we saw in 2021? Yeah, that's what I think. And I think it happens in the short term. I think it's something that happens more.
Nothing is sustained more than a couple weeks, man.
Yeah,
that's just been the theme of this bull market.
I mean, Zcash had a good run. It was 2 months, 3 months. So,
yeah, 2 months. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to kick it over to Brendan. I know he's got a trade setup he wants to share with you guys. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so I actually just, the trade actually, I got tapped in, and I'm now moving,
Dude, that looks sick. Those charts are insane right there, dude.
Yeah.
Here, why don't we go back let's go back to Rob, and then they're gonna obviously we're not getting that computer feed. So let's talk about ETH real quick. Actually, let's not. Let's talk about Cardano real quick.
Okay.
Breaking. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson confirms USDC is being targeted for integration. Says if the Pentad proposal passes, then yes, it is. Whether or not Circle is confirmed. Rob, are you a wait and see, or are you like, yes, let me buy some Cardano right now?
No.
So which one is it?
Okay. I'll say this.
What are you gonna say?
I'm not buying Cardano right now. No. First of all, congratulations. What was the? I didn't get the whole. I saw USDC. I already know the narrative. Did it pass or was it? Okay.
He's saying we're gonna get it.
Okay.
If it passes.
Okay. I didn't know if I missed some part that said, "Hey, it's official." Okay.
There was not some part.
So it's good. Great. You know what? It's been since 2015 when they first proposed Cardano. 2017 it comes out. 2018, 19, 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25. We got a stable coin. Almost. Not yet.
Hell yeah.
My God. You know what it feels like?
What?
You know when the Bears
Shit in the woods?
no, like the football team or the Browns, they hire a new head coach and get really excited. Like, yeah, we're gonna things are coming. Like we got they get, and then you're just looking at the fans. You're like, yeah, good luck with that. You got a new coach.
Wow, what a great analogy.
You're just like, okay.
So you're saying it's false hope?
It's a step in the right direction, right? It's like
They still need
it's
that
what
quarterback.
they needed. You need tether. Let's be honest. You know what? You're taking a step in the right direction. The second place is good. You know what? Take Circle. Great. Awesome. Do it.
If you ain't first or last, bro.
Do it. Take it. However, eye on the prize. You want to be a DeFi player. You want to be, as Charles says, we're going to be the DeFi layer for Bitcoin, and we're going to do everything that Bitcoin can't do, and like we're going to be the greatest thing Bitcoin ever happened. And
Oh, yeah.
like, you want to do that, you got to have Tether. Like, there's no question about it. Everybody uses Tether. Tether. You know who uses Circle? Coinbase. Awesome. I'm not saying they're
use Circle, man.
Coinbase uses Circle. That's it.
What's your favorite shape?
Circle is in America. It's like Coinbase, and it's the choice. It's the influence choice of crypto in the United States.
Geometrically speaking, what is your favorite shape? You look like a parallelogram kind of guy, you know? Maybe a rhombus?
Octagon.
All right, I think we're good. Brennan, what you got?
All right, how's it going? So I just got out of this trade. Actually, I got stopped out. Not like stopped out, but I had my trailing stop loss get hit. So
Did you
right
make money?
here, yeah, I did. I made money.
Nice.
So right here,
So Brennan, here's what I want you to do, if
Yeah.
you don't mind. I want you to walk us through where you got in, how you set your trailing stop loss, and what made you want to, be biased on a long or a short.
Yeah. All right. So right here on my trend line, I have just it was a trending up thing, but my daily bias for the day was a downtrend based off of this move early this morning, this big move right here. So off of that short daily bias, I came up here just waiting for a short. I was just waiting for some type of short to come, and I got this breakthrough through my trend line, and I got a change of character and a nice fair value gap right here. So what I did was I set a limit order at the midpoint of this fair value gap and waited for it to come get tapped in. It ended up going down a little bit, and I actually struggled not to get FOMO and move my limit order down here, which would have made me a lot less money had I done that. And it ended up tapping me in, respected the fair value gap, and then moved all the way down to here. As this was happening, so my stop loss, which is this white line right here, started up here at the top point of my first candle of the fair value gap. once it made this big move down, I moved my stop loss down a little bit, still not at break even. And then as it consolidated a little bit right here around 141.5, I let it consolidate. As it made a big move down, that's where my break even point was. I pushed down to break even. This is where my stop loss was. Made another huge push down, consolidated a little bit. I ended up moving my stop loss down to here, and then made another move down, and I ended up I took half of my profit off right here, actually. Once it got to this point, once it pushed past here, took half of my profit, and then I let it run for the rest of the time with my stop loss just trailing tight as I could, and I ended up getting stopped out about here, and it disrespected this fair value gap, and it's now using it as a area of support, so it's probably going to push up, which is good.
Beautiful. Okay, so you made money. Now help me make money. What should I be looking at next?
Yeah, so the next thing that I'm going to be looking at is this is going to make a trend right here. This is going to start to consolidate and make a trend. So I'm going to wait for this. This is going to make a trend line, and I'm going to wait for a breakthrough through my trend line. Same thing with a change of character. And then once I get my change of character and a fair value gap, I'll put my limit order in the middle of my fair value gap, which is my prime area to get in. And then I'll let it run after that and trail my stop loss just like I did in this trade.
And again, just to clarify, that's another short, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so tell people the setup, entry, stop loss, and your TP level for the short.
So it would be, I mean, I'm saying it, if the trend continues to go, it would come to about 141.65. I'm expecting it to use this fair value gap right here as resistance. And then so it would come down to about 141.7, and I'm assuming it would push down out of it about there. So and then I don't know what it's going to do, but if it were to make a fair value gap, it would probably be around 141.6. And that's where the midpoint of it would be, where I would put my limit order, and then it would push down out of my limit order. And then that would be my goal. I would take half of my profit off of whatever I felt that I needed to put it in for. And then my stop loss would be above my first candle on my fair value gap, and my take profit would be the previous low of whatever. So probably around here.
Okay, cool. The only thing I see on that chart, if you want to throw that up there one more time, producer, is potential inverse head and shoulders pattern. This is the 1 minute though, so it means a lot less than on a higher time frame. But yeah, I mean, the bias right now is short, especially on the micro time frames. Macro is a little more on the long side, but if you're looking just to make some quick scalps, make a few thousand bucks, yeah, you want to live in the 1 minute, and the bias is definitely, I mean, and now you look at the RSI, seeing if there's any bullish or bearish divergence. There really isn't any. And so, yeah, for me, if I'm trading low time frames, the bias is negative. So, all right, sweet, man.
Yep.
Guys, I'd recommend go follow Brendan on Instagram. He just started his trading Instagram. Here's the handle, b._trades. So go follow him. We're trying to build him up a social footprint. He's also in our Discord. He'll be posting some trading setups in there as well. So make sure you go join our Discord. That link is in the description of the video. I want to talk about Fusaka. Isn't that a place in Japan? Maybe. Ethereum Fusaka upgrade will go live today. Today's upgrade could be the start of ETH's next supply crunch, and people still don't realize how much this changes ETH. Fusaka fixes Ethereum's biggest problems. Layer 2s were using Ethereum security while paying almost nothing back to the main chain. Base, Arbitrum, Optimism, ZK Sync, all of them were collecting millions in fees from users, but when they posted their data to Ethereum, the blob fee would almost fall to zero. That meant almost no Ethereum was burned from L2 activity, even though 85% of Ethereum transactions now happen on layer 2s. This upgrade completely changes that. So what does it do? EIP 7918 forces L2s to pay real fees to ETH. ETH burn goes from mostly L1 to L1 plus all of L2 activity. Every layer 2 blob has a minimum cost. That cost is burned. The more the L2 grows, the more ETH gets burned, the scarcer ETH becomes. We know it's deflationary by nature if usage continues to scale on the mainnet. ETH could flip back to deflation for the first time in years. So this is a pretty big deal, Rob, and this is live today. It's going live or went live today. Just to think that this entire time, all these L2s that were crushing, think about Base, think about Optimism and Arbitrum, all the transactions they were doing, ETH, the mainnet token, ETH, saw none of it, nothing. And that all changes. Does this change your investment thesis on Ethereum, Rob?
All of these upgrades have fallen short of really making Ethereum better in the grand scheme of things, right? And then it's all incremental improvements over time, and a lot of times that's really all you need, right? Sometimes if you just take a company, you have 10, 15 years, you're making incremental changes, you're getting better, you're listening to feedback, and eventually you can kind of come out of nowhere, right? NVIDIA is like a good example of that, right? NVIDIA has been around since the late 90s, early 2000s, and it started as a small company. They just like, hey, we're gonna work on graphic cards, and they just kept improving a little bit at a time, and then eventually they became the market dominant. And so that could very well happen to Ethereum. I mean, currently they are the leader, and currently they are going through EIP proposals, and they're supposed to be more scalable. But just with that said, they're losing market dominance to other layer ones, right? So they had the lion's share of DeFi, and everything outside of Bitcoin was centralized through Ethereum, more or less. We always heard EVM compatible. It was just because, hey, you're either in ETH or you weren't. And then you had like a couple outside players. But anyways, for the most part, it's all ETH. But they're losing dominance to other players. Solana is closing in on the ETH. And so I don't want to sit here and say that like, hey, it doesn't mean anything, but I mean, you better be quick, because Solana's moving fast. Solana and its competitors moving fast. So these EIPs have yet to deliver anything that is ground shaking, or we already heard deflationary. We already went down the deflationary rabbit hole. They went deflationary for like 2 months, and everyone was like talking about like ETH's the best investment in the world. And then it just stopped being deflationary, and even then, like I'm tired of the deflationary conversation. At what point has anything become deflationary and then it's just sustained nothing but prosperity? For the amount of SHIB tweets I've heard about deflation and all these other projects, deflationary, it's just like, it's like a bait. It's like someone's fishing and they're like, hey, buy my token, deflationary. Like it, for me, it's utility, use case, and are people building on it? The answer to that is that they were building on ETH. There are still people building on it, and it's still growing, but it's losing dominance to other players. So for me, I don't care so much about deflationary. Now I know there's more to it about that. Was there more to it, or is it just all about deflationary?
There's some more, but it's mainly fees from.
They're bringing in fees. They're making money from the layer twos, which they cannibalize themselves with layer twos anyways. They're like, hey, build over here. And then they're like, why'd everybody leave the party? You told everybody to leave. So I'm not that bullish on it. I don't care about deflationary tokenomics. Could it be on paper? It sounds good. On paper, it's great. Like, honestly, like, hey, burn some tokens. Like, cool, awesome. On paper, it sounds great. It just has yet to deliver. Any EIP proposal has yet to deliver anything meaningful, and also deflationary for me just doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Are you kind of in the
I think it matters.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's irrelevant, but
I think you're hung up on the narrative and the words. I think what I'm hung up on is, well, what's actually happening, and layer twos are going to have to start paying the mainnet, which I think will have an impact on ETH. We have an announcement to make. So next week, the show is going to look a lot different. It's going to be a lot less news focused and more trading focused and making money focused. And every single day you come join us, you will get some insight on a token that has not ran yet, that we believe can possibly run. So while the markets are kind of lull, Bitcoin's kind of trending sideways until we get that parabolic run. Does it happen in Q1, Q2, Q3 of 2026? We don't know. In the meantime, we're going to be making money, and we hope you join us as well. We'll have more info on that come early next week, so make sure you sub to the channel. Jake, roll the outro. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you, and come back tomorrow.
Sin City Crypto. Cash is Cuvée. Yeah. Sin City Crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado